Hey guys, it's Dan, host of your Games Reviews, and today I'm back with my daily Walking Dead video for you guys for today. Of course, this one is the biggest question going on with the show right now, and that is the question, and I'm going to answer my opinion in this video. Is Season 9 going to be the last season of The Walking Dead, and is The Walking Dead dead, pretty much? Because this is just, if you didn't see my video from yesterday, of course, Andrew Lincoln is in fact, leaving the Walking Dead television series after the end of Season 9, and he only has 6 episodes left, and then his time in the show will be done. So, I am really curious to see what they're going to do with this story arc, and I'm super interested to see if they're even going to stick to the comics at all this season, because I'm really interested to find out, because this season looks like could be actually probably the most different season from the comic version. It might be the most different season of Walking Dead we've ever gotten. And for that, I mean, that's pretty insane. So, first thing, I want to say is, yes, I would definitely say the show is in jeopardy. Now, I know a lot of people will probably say, no, some people might say, no, the show's not in jeopardy. I would personally say that this show is in quite a bit of jeopardy right now, because, think about it. Rick Grimes we woke up into the zombie apocalypse with Rick Grimes, pretty much. And we have followed his journey. That is the idea of this show, is that we've followed the zombie apocalypse with Rick Grimes through these 8 seasons. So, to have a random, 6th episode, and Rick just gets killed, and then we push on with the story, that's kind of, a little, ridiculous, because think about it, that's not really the best thing to do, because, really, okay, so, in my opinion, okay, and I know a lot of people are probably gonna disagree, but I personally see The Walking Dead getting 2 more seasons. And I know that even could be a stretch, but here's what I think is going to happen. I think what they're going to do is that they are going to try it. They're going to try killing off Rick. They're going to kill off Rick in Season 9, at whatever episode or whatever. And I feel like they're going to have to do a 10th season. Not because I feel like they're going to be able to. I feel like they're going to have no choice. And the reason why I say that is because if, let's say you have Daryl who takes over, which looks like that's what's going on, and he's actually being paid $20 million to take over as the lead of The Walking Dead, to stay on and to be the lead of The Walking Dead, then you can't really just have Rick die and the show end, because then you wasted $20 million and you pretty much just gave Norman Reedus $20 million for nothing. So that's why I feel like the show kind of has to get a 10th season either way. I know that sounds dumb, it really does. It sounds really stupid, because to be honest, you should end the show with Rick dying. You started the show with Rick, in the zombie apocalypse, end it with Rick in the zombie apocalypse, But it looks like they're actually totally disrespecting that completely, and they're actually just totally leaving it to Daryl to continue on the show for however long they want. Now, the reason why I say we're probably only going to get 2 more seasons is because I don't see Walking Dead getting further than 10 seasons at this point, because I pretty much would guarantee that the ratings are going to go down after Rick dies. I almost guarantee it. Now, there is another side that this could go, and I know some people have discussed this. They could do a Game of Thrones thing, and I've only seen the first 2 seasons of Game of Thrones, but still. By the way, that's the second half of that season is coming up there soon for Season 2. My next review for Game of Thrones is coming really soon, but it's just with all this, it's kind of difficult. But anyway, so, of course, Game of Thrones, and spoilers if you have not seen Game of Thrones, by the way, but in Game of Thrones, at the end of Season 1, they kill off Ned Stark, which is your lead character. You kill off your lead, and you pretty much start off the next season with a storyline where our group is trying to get revenge on the Lannisters, and it's this really, exciting storyline that's going on. Now, I personally see this as a totally different situation, because in Game of Thrones, it worked. It worked because once you killed off Ned Stark, everybody tuned in to see the Starks get revenge on the Tyrions, or on the Lannisters. Everybody wanted to see that. Everybody was like, man, we gotta see the Lannisters just get theirs, right? We gotta see Joffrey die. We gotta see that. And if they do something where they introduce the Whispers, and the Whispers are the ones who kill Rick, and then you have a revenge story arc with Daryl leading the others to try to kill the Whispers, that's good. That's a really good story. But that's the thing. Ned Stark was in 9 episodes. Rick has been in like over 100. So that's a totally different situation right there. And that's why I feel like the show is in jeopardy no matter what. This guy he's an awesome character. Daryl is an awesome character. But he doesn't have, I'm sorry, because I'm a big Norman Reedus fan, and if, hypothetically, if you saw this video, Norman, I don't, no offense to you, man, you're awesome, but I just can't see the show lasting past Rick. I can't see it. And maybe we'll get proved wrong, and maybe this will be totally something else, and the show will really reinvent itself and actually get more popular, because when Rick dies, people want to see that, and, people want to see what happens after. Yeah, for sure. But that's the thing. You're killing off your lead. Now, they kind of don't have a choice because he's leaving, so they're pretty much stuck with that. At the same time, I think that they could build something with Rick dying where they try to get revenge on the Whispers or something if they kill Rick. And please, please, please do not have Rick die by the heads on the spikes. I don't want that, man. Oh my god, I don't want that at all. That would be the worst way for Rick to die, just to see his head there, No, I don't want that. I want, like, a moment where you see Rick die, and it's the biggest moment of Walking Dead ever, and it's something that you can never forget about. That is the kind of death I want for Rick Grimes. Not seeing his head on a spike, That is not a death I want. And then just moving on past that. That's not what I want. You need to kill him off in a very, 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 very appropriate way for his character. Send him off in a really good way. He has given so much these last 8 years for the show. Give him a good death. Come on, Don't kill him off in some sloppy way like they killed Ezekiel in the comics, But again, it's Ezekiel, so no offense again, but it's Ezekiel. It's not like you have Rick's head on there, like I said, so that's something right there. So don't issue 144 of Rick in the TV show. Just please don't. That's what I want. I want to see Rick get killed in a way that nobody forgets it. And if he got killed by the Whispers and it was a big scene where it was like a Ned Stark thing where they kill Rick in front of everybody, now that would be a really, really interesting way to continue on the show. But that's the problem. I don't personally see the show getting further past Rick. I see the show trying one more season and then it getting canceled because it can't work. And that's why I'm betting 10 seasons on Walking Dead. So, my opinion, and I could be totally wrong about this, I'm seeing 2 more years for TWD. Because they gave Norman Reedus all that money, they can't really just throw that away. I see The Walking Dead getting 10 seasons, which is 2 more years. If it gets 11 seasons, if it gets 12, that's great. But I don't see the fandom sticking around for that long. Because I say Rick gets killed by the Whisperers in an actual death scene, not just his head on a spike. Like, they really, really make it its own episode. Have a very big episode for Walking Dead. Make it like an event. And like a mid-season or a season finale for season 9. Make it real. Make it insane. And do it right? And then I say you do another season. You do season 10. Because of the fact that you paid Daryl so much, give Daryl 1 more season so he can lead that final season of the show and end the show with them getting revenge on the Whisperers and end the show with the end of the Whisper War. That's how I view it. Because aside from that, you just can't. And honestly, you can do the Whisper War without Rick. You can do the Whispers without Rick. Because Rick is not heavily focused recently. Like, after All Out War, Rick in the comics is not there as much. So that does help a lot, because they still can do most of these storylines, but there still are a few that you can't do, and that's the problem. So I see them doing 10 seasons, but I don't see any more than that. So Maybe I could get proved wrong. Maybe this could be the very last season. Or, you, like I said, you do 10 seasons. I think 10 seasons would be perfect. Give it one more season after Rick dies. Or you could actually go further, hypothetically, and get 12 seasons. But I just don't see that at this point after this news. So, I'm betting 10 seasons on Walking Dead. 2 more years, but what do you think? So, write that down below. Do you think season 9 will be the last? I want to hear from you now. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Of course, write your comments below about all this stuff. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.